everyone. Now we're going to discuss RRB PO mains paper number 25. First one, comprehension passage, question number 121, first one. I'm directly getting to the questions. Yet the threat remains. What threat does the author talk of there? So yet the threat remains. Here threat means what threat? Where is that mentioned? Here it is mentioned. Yet the threat remains. Let me read from the above. The Modi government appears to have temporarily backed down in the face of strong protest from many journalist associations and bodies, and possibly also because NDTV has moved Supreme Court, yet the threat remains. Here threat is not mentioned. Now here it is mentioned. 1994, that would have given the police and government officials arbitrary powers to block live transmission and confiscate equipment if they concluded that network was going against national interest. So there is a kind of law. There is a kind of cable television rule. What is that rule? They can stop. They can block the live transmission, live telecast. They can block of any channel. Who has that ability? The police and government officials, according to that cable television rules. So arbitrary power to stop the channel. The threat of adding, no. The threat of banning NDTV for an entire day, no. Threat of arbitrary powers being used by Modi government, maybe. The threat from terrorist attack, no. The threat from media coverage, no. Answer is third one. Threat of arbitrary power by the government, Modi government. What problems cited with the using of Rule 61P? We require Rule 61P. Where is it mentioned? Rule 61P. Here it is mentioned. Here it is mentioned, Rule 61P. Well, I would like to read from the beginning of that particular paragraph. The government justifies its action against NDTV India on the grounds that its coverage on the Pathankot anti-terror operation gave away vital information that could have been used by those directing the attack on the military base. So because NDTV telecasted some information about Pathankot, then what happened? The terrorist group, they might have got vital information because of this live telecast. It claims that the channel contravened the rule of the program code under the cable television networks. So according to cable networks, so it must have contravened, means it must have broken the rule. But the rule itself is a problematic. Now he's talking about problematic about the rule. But the rule itself is problematic as it is the mechanism for enforcing it. The body tasked with deciding whether a channel has transgressed means violate, whether the channel has violated the rule is the interministerial committee. So who should decide whether the channel has violated the rule or not? Interministerial committee should decide. And no one with the journalistic background or knowledge of how 24-hour news channel function, news networks function is on the committee. So no journalist is present in the committee, yet the committee judges and pronounces the punishment without any judicial oversight. So that is the problem. No journalist is there. It has to be added to the program code. No. The committee enforcing it does not have a journalist on the panel. Yes. The committee members use it without any judicial supervision. Yes. Second and third option is fourth option, 2 and 3. Which of the following is incorrect according to the passage? NDTV was being punished for its coverage of Pathankot attack. At the beginning it was mentioned, a state of emergency can be directly imposed or it can creep upon you in unexpected ways. Following the Narendra Modi government's decision to ban the Hindi news channel NDTV India for an entire day as a punishment for its coverage of the terror attack on the Pathankot military base, the question being asked is whether the cumulative actions of this government reflect the same mentality that led Indira Gandhi to impose a state of emergency in 1975 and inability to tolerate opposition or dissent. So it has, government has banned NDTV. NDTV was being punished for its coverage on Pathankot. Yes, true, but we require false. UPA government was contended. Where is UPA? Here it is mentioned. However, the United Progress Alliance UPA government at that time was not convinced not convinced, not satisfied that this would suffice, and instead came up with amendments. Government was contented, means satisfied? No, it is not satisfied. This is false. And do we have all of the above, two or three? No. Answer is second option. Second option is false. Mumbai terror attacks. Why has it been indicated? Mumbai terror attacks. Here it is mentioned. 2008 terror attack on Mumbai. The provision under which NDTV India has been hauled up. Hauled up means stopped. The provision it has been stopped is the end result of process that began after 26 November 2008 terror attack on Mumbai. Leading the television channels, including NDTV, were criticized by the government for helping the minders of the terrorists by giving away precise information, even as the attack was on. No action was taken against these channels, but discussions began about bringing in the provision prohibiting live coverage of such operations. So during some terrorist operation, what happened? The live coverage has been given by the NDTV, and they want to bring some rules and amendments, and they're talking about that. To show the NDTV is habitual of breaking, no. Discussion regarding formation of stringent rules against coverage of live attacks were initiated after this attack. Yes. It was the first time major attack on Indian base before the Pathankot. Not sure. Answer is only 2. What type of government cannot be trusted? Here it is mentioned at the end. Governments that invoke freedom of press and national security in the same breath cannot be trusted. One who curbs the freedom? No. One who invokes freedom of the press and national security in the same breath. Answer is second option. Only 2. Why the ban on NDTV could not be carried out? Here it is mentioned, the Modi government appears to have temporarily backed down in the face of strong protest from many journalistic associations. Many journalistic associations oppose the ban, and also because NDTV has moved Supreme Court, and judicial wise also NDTV has come forward. It has become successful. Due to public protest? No. Journalist protest. The committee does not have any journalists, not related. NDTV exercised judicial rights and the ban was lifted? Yes. Other channels showed solidarity with NDTV and threatened to stop their coverage? No. Answer is third option, only 3. Why only very small percentage of Indian households have internet? I guess this is the second passage. That passage is finished now, second passage. Why very small percentage of Indian households have internet? Here it is mentioned. Only problem is, of course, that of providing access to the hardware through which individuals get access to the internet. Options here have increased hugely in the recent years, but few seem to be willing to pay for access. Only few people are willing to pay for the access of internet. That is the problem in rural areas. Rural areas have no access to internet. Access is there. Internet is costly. Only rich people can afford. Few people are willing to pay for access. It is cheaper. No. Answer is only 3. Few people are willing to pay for it. Why does the author of the passage infer the Digital India Challenge would be expensive? Where is Digital India Challenge? Here. If yet there is an unstated belief in certain circles that the foundations of Digital India already exist, it is partly attributable to India's success as an information technology and IT-enabled services provider to the rest of the world. The often quote website reports that the number of internet users in India rose from 5 billion to 2000 to 243 billion in 2014, which makes the 300 million December 2014 figure quite plausible. Government has to spend a lot of money on increasing hardware. Broadband enabled computer kiosks require huge expenditure. Government will incur expenditure, increasing internet penetration. I guess we need to search in the last. Why does the author of the passage infer Digital India Challenge will be expensive? Why Digital India Challenge will be expensive? I'm reading from here. While one survey may be inadequate to arrival at any casual suggestions, let alone conclusions, if this relationship proves robust means strong, it could imply that increasing internet access is predicated on increasing hardware access to a far greater degree than the CSC program envisaged. So more than the CSC program, we require increasing hardware access. We require hardware access. So government has to spend money on increasing hardware access. Yes, broadband enabled computer kiosks require huge expenditure. Already it is mentioned, it is there. Government will incur a lot of expenditure on spreading computer literacy, and increasing internet penetration has always been expensive. Answer is one. Okay, why do people believe that foundations for digital India already exist? Just now we have seen digital India already exists. If yet there is unstated belief in certain circles that foundations for digital India already exist, it is partly attributable to India's success as an IT and IT enabled services provided to the rest of the world. Why do people believe the foundations for digital India already exist? Because IT and IT services enabled in India are providing services to the world. Rest of the previous governments have already popularized. No, internet penetration is increasing in India at a rapid pace. Maybe computers as subject has been taught, not related. It is not mentioned about learning computers. India's success as an information technology service provider to the rest of the world. Yes, fourth option is the right answer. How does the author view 300 million December 2014 figure? Here it is mentioned. The often quoted website reports that the number of internet users in India rose from 5 million to 243 million from 2000 to 2014, which makes 300 million December 2014 figure quite plausible. Plausible means possible. Already from 5 million to 243 million it became. So 243 300 million it will definitely become. It's quite possible. Positive. Too low? No. Author's completely pessimistic. Pessimistic means negative thinking. No. Author is optimistic, positive, but also cautionary. Maybe author is optimistic because of such a rapid increase in number. Complete positive. Figure is deceiving. Answer is fourth option. Author is optimistic, but author is optimistic because of such a rapid increase in number. Now close test. As international oil prices head higher, India will have to dash itself. Internationally, what is happening? Oil prices are going higher. India will have to dash itself for the economic risks of expensive energy. After 2, I require verb V1. So let me look at the verb here. India will have to, a dynamic is adjective, not related. Aegis is a noun, not related. Backward, adverb and preposition, no. Armor is noun, brace is verb. Fifth option is the right answer. Brace itself means protect itself, save itself. India will have to brace itself for the economic risks of expensive energy. Brent crude oil futures were trading at about $70 a barrel on Friday, marking a 4-year high and a price increase of close to 6% since the start of the year. The rise in international prices has been particularly sharp given that the oil had been selling at below $45 in June. This is a rally of about 55% in a matter of just months. So how oil rally happened in just a matter of months you mentioned. Oil price dash have often been explained by changes. Oil price blank have. Now why do we use have? We use have only for plural nouns. Here oil price is just a singular. Now I require some noun which should be plural. So whatever plural is there, that should come in the second blank. Oil price dash have often. Barricade singular, readout singular, dynamics may be plural, rampant singular, production singular. Answer is dynamics. Oil price dynamics have often been explained by changes in the supply outlook dash by the decisions of the major oil producers. Dash by the decisions. Here it is in the passive voice. I require V3. The supply outlook dash by the decisions. So I require V3 because of the passive voice presence by the decisions. Outlook by the decisions. Palisade, parapet, Bastille, these are nothing but a boundary. A fort is there, a fort or a palace is there, palace boundary, palace gate related words. Only to confuse us, this terminology is given, not related to the context. Influenced or finished, both are V3s. So, influenced by the decisions or finished by the decisions? Answer is influenced by the decisions. Influenced by the decisions of major oil producers. Oil trading at $70 should offer some dash to traditional oil producers. Oil is trading how much? $70 should offer. Should V1 some. After some, I require a noun. Should offer some dash to traditional oil producers. If oil is trading at higher prices, it will be kind of what? It will become plus point to the oil producers. Some dash to traditional oil producers. Traditional bastion. Bastion is nothing but protection related. A wall. Some consummate. Consummate is V1. No, I require a noun. Some consummation is needed. Some native, some respite, some resume. So what is needed is some respite. Respite means break, interval, relaxation, feeling happy. Respite is the answer. According to the IMF, oh sorry, respite to traditional oil producers like the OPEC members, which have suffered the dash of US shale producers. The dash, again noun is needed here. They have suffered the dash of US. Suffered the dash. Suffered the bulwark. Bulwark is nothing but wall protection work. This is V1 conclude not related. National AL adjective. Restart V1 or noun also. Onslaught also noun. Onslaught is nothing but attack. So restart, attack. Restart is nothing but noun or verb. So only two possibilities are there. Suffering is mentioned in the passage. Suffered the attack. They have suffered the onslaught of US shale produce. According to the IMF, last year, for instance, Saudi Arabia would break even on its budget with oil at $70. The recent spurt in oil prices, however, seems to be more the result of weakening of the US dollar than anything else. The dollar has been gradually weakening against major global currencies since the beginning of last year. But the trend was given a new push following comments by US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin in favor of weak dollar policy. At Davos this week, Mr. Mnuchin noted that the weaker dollar would be good for American trade. However, given that the US is right in the middle of monetary tightening cycle, it is unlikely that dollar will continue to boost oil prices unless the Federal Reserve slows the projected pace of interest rate increases. Now, how the dollar is weakening, that's why oil prices increased. Now, consumers in India are already beginning to feel the pinch of the petrol and diesel prices have hit multi-year highs. And the consumers are feeling hurt. They're feeling pinched because the oil prices reached the top multi-year highs. The retail selling price of both petrol and diesel in Delhi, for instance, has risen by close to rupees 3 liter since the dash of the 2018. Since the dash of 2008. Buttress is nothing but wall, protection wall, no? Beginning of 2018, maybe. Preserving means protecting. Protecting of 2018. Since the local of 2018, since the completing. Answer is beginning. So since the beginning of 2018, what happened? Diesel price increased by 3 a liter in Delhi, petrol and diesel. The rise in domestic fuel prices is on expected lines given the policy of dynamic daily pricing of petrol and diesel dash by the center. Again dash by the center. By the center, I require V3 in the blank, passive voice. Munitions, ammunition related, no. Deterrence. Deterrence means delay or obstruct. And I require V3. Endured means tolerated, suffered. Adopted, implemented, adopted by the center. Immunity not related. So tolerated by the center or adopted by the center. So the pricing, daily pricing policy is adopted by the center. Fourth option. It is adopted by the center. But as rising oil prices put pressure on domestic consumers, the government will have to dash. Now, what is happening? Rising oil prices is putting pressure on domestic consumers. Then the government should do something. We'll have to dash from. Fortress, again it is a noun because we require V1. Fortification, TION noun. Dike, continue, desist. Continue from, desist from. Desist means stay away, avoid. So answer is fifth one. So desist from dash to subsidies. So avoid, away from. Garrison is also noun. After from we require ing. Resorting means depending. Resorting to subsidies. Frustrate, ing is needed. Withholding means holding back. Fence, noun. Answer is resorting to subsidies to ease the pain. So government should be away from giving subsidies to ease the pain. It should not do that. It should work towards the rationalization of tax on petrol and diesel to bring down retail prices. This will help consumers without dash an undue burden. Without a preposition, I require an ing because burden is noun. Without dash, ing, undue burden. Embankment, noun. Already noun is there. I don't need noun. Imposing, yes. Without imposing the burden, imposing means implementing the burden. Citadel, noun. Palace related. Refusing the burden and deny V1, not possible. So imposing the burden or refusing the burden. Answer is second one. Without imposing the burden on the oil market companies. Now fill in the blank. She was struck by the creative bug at the age of 60 and decided to paint role scenes in oils with docks and hay sticks. Hay means dried grass. Dried grass. Hay sticks and little cottages and dash Pagdandi. Pagdandi is nothing but thin lane, thin route. In villages, you can see many Pagdandis. Thin routes will be there. Twisting Pagdandis, yes. Unexpected, maybe. Lucrative means profitable. Crushing Pagdandis leading to green forest. No, answer is AB. Twisting. Twisting means turning. Unexpected Pagdandis leading to. Answer is AB. Second option. All would have been well if my friends had not been stuck one party evening for a gift and having. After having here, we require V3. Having dash about. Have positive, not having. These both are adjectives, but we require V3. Having hunted about the house, harassed about house. Answer is both CD. Third option. With only days to spare, panic set in and frantic calls to the new owners were made asking to please, can we dash those two paintings we gave you? We already gave those two paintings. We gave those two paintings. Can we dash? Can we dash those two paintings? Can we dash those two paintings? We'll send a man to bring them. Can we borrow? Yes. Negotiate those two paintings we gave you? No. Obtain means to get. Can we get those two paintings we gave you? Pledge means keeping security. No. Answer is AC. Fourth option. Came the day Aunt Shubi entered. She entered these large squares wrapped in shiny paper and said, she entered appreciating already wrapped. She already has. Why do they appreciate immediately? No. She entered carrying those wrapped gift boxes. Maybe. She entered moving those. Creating those? No. Already gift wrapped. Shiny paper. Answer is carrying and moving BC. Already large squares wrapped. So not creating. Moving, carrying. Our legal system treats crimes against the individual as offenses against the state because of the understanding that victims dash to their weaker position. Weaker position. After the blank, to is there. Owing to means due to, possibility is there. Yes. Pervading, spreading to. Forgoing means leaving. After forgoing, we don't use to. Similarly, forgive means excuse. After forgiving also we don't use to. Forgive him, forgive the system, forgive the government. So CD not possible. AB is the answer. Second option. The National Register of Citizens, on the other hand, does not distinguish migrants on a basis of religion and regards all post-March 2024 1971 migrants, irrespective of their religion, as legal aliens who need to be deported. On the other hand, okay, common does not. National Register of Citizens. So here main subject is national register. So does not, singular is needed. So does not correct. Second one is not. Does not distinguish migrants on the basis of, in the basis of. Do we take on the basis of, in the basis of? Always on the basis of, not in the basis of. On the other hand, does not distinguish migrants. And the given question, on the other hand, does not distinguish migrants on a basis. On a basis, no, on the basis, particular basis. First option is the right answer. As the case of the Rohingya highlights, Muslims in neighboring countries who are fleeing persecution are being denied refugees. May be correct. After being, we require V3, denied. Refugees may be correct. Being, after being, V3 is needed, but deny is V1, so not possible. Or being denied, being denied. Denied refusing, wrong. Denied refugees. Not singular, many people are there. Muslims, many are there, plural. So we require refugees. Answer, no correction required. Fifth one is the right answer. As it is given is correct. The bill conflates the definition of migrants, people who shift voluntarily, with that of refugees, who are forced to do so under duress, giving them a claim. Refugees, so who, not whom are. Who are forced to do, after two we should not use a does, after two we should use only V1 do. Who are forced to do so under duress, gives them a claim, giving them a claim or gives them a claim. So answer can be either only 3 or 5. So bill, what is doing? Bill conflates the definition of migrants, people who shift voluntary, with that of refugees who are forced to do so under duress. People gives them, bill conflates them. Bill gives them a claim to humanitarian protection, giving. Answer is again no correction required. 5. The NRC put on the onus on migrants. NRC is a singular. It should be, if it is in the present, puts. But is it in the present or past? Puts a dash on the onus on migrants to prove their status of residence prior to 1971 based on series of documents that would lead to registration as citizen. NRC putted, there is no putted word. Putting, NRC putting means was or is needed. NRC puts. NRC puts the onus on migrants for proving is needed. So third one is also not suitable. 1, 2, 3 not correct. Answer is 5. Here put means past. Put V1, V2, V3 same. If the NRC process identifies more illegal aliens for deportation, if conditional, if subject V1 yes. So if a subject V1 yes, object is there, then subject will shall only, will shall V1 we require. They shall have to be detained in such sentence. Should cannot come, could would cannot come. Answer is again no correction required, as it is correct. They shall. Rearrangement of sentences. These are old rates. What are old rates? This is not the first sentence. For many investors, buying an annuity is a compulsory evil, and when they retire at age 16, investors in the new pension scheme have to put at least 40% of their corpus in annuity. Maybe first sentence. Except life insurance, for instance, may not be the first sentence. If you opt for a sweep-in account, you could earn more by just keeping your money in the bank. Not sure. This is not first sentence. First sentence can be either only B, it is showing, but let's try to pair up. Now look at E. This is similar to the return offered by your savings bank on the balance in your accounts. So what is similar? Similar return on savings bank. Generally in savings bank, what is the interest rate you get? 5, 6, 4 like that. And here if you look at C sentence, here 5% is given. Exide Life Insurance, for instance, is offering less than 5% on annuity option that returns the corpus after the investor death. So if an investor, if an insurer dies after death, you will get less than 5% on the insurance claim. And this is similar to savings bank return. So CE can be paired. Again, if you opt for sweeping an account, if you keep the same amount in the sweeping an account, you could earn more just by keeping your money in back account. So CED we can keep. And these are old rates. What are old rates? The saving account, all those rates. So A can be kept here. These are old rates and we have filed new rates with better yields. And hopefully our new annuity products will be approved soon. Who says? Shijit Jain, CEO, Exide Life Insurance. Now CEDA. So B is only left out. For many instances, buying annuity is a compulsory evil and then they retire at 60. Investors in the new pension scheme have to put at least 40% of their So E, generally we think it is the beginning of the sentence, but according to the original article, B comes at the last. According to the original, B is at the last, but according to our regular rule format, B should come at the beginning. But order is that it should start with Exide Life Insurance, CEDAB. That is the order. Do children have fewer chance of surviving? They also. Not only but also yes. Instead of cannot come. Moreover, okay, though but cannot come. These two are used for positive, negative, negative, positive. But here both positive. Answer 1 or 3. Not only do children have fewer chance of surviving, they also lack educational opportunities. Maybe children. Moreover, children have fewer chance of surviving. They also no. Answer is 1. Not only but also like that. Ram's parents knew that he was addicted to gambling. Is a bit negative. They could not do anything. Again, bit negative. They knew he was addicted to. So negative tone, positive statement. Statement positive but negative tone. Here, negative tone, negative statement. They knew he was addicted to gambling, but they could not do anything to reform. Yes. Unless they knew, no. They knew, therefore they could not do, no. They knew until they could not do, they knew, so therefore so, same meaning. So 5, 3 not possible. Answer is 1. Ram's parents knew that he was addicted to gambling, but they could not do anything to reform him. The fact that he worked hard, positive, he still didn't get success, negative. Moreover, cannot come, moreover, both positive or negative. In spite of the fact that he worked hard, he still did not get the success, maybe, like even though. Despite should never come with the partner of. Third one is not suitable. Until the fact, until is about time. If the fact cannot come. Answer is second option. In spite of the fact that he worked hard, he still didn't get the success. The unemployment rate has dropped sharply this month. It may only be temporary. Bit negative here. This is positive, this is negative. The unemployment rate has dropped sharply this month, but it may be only temporary. Likewise, it is temporary, no. Though it has dropped sharply, it may only be temporary, maybe. It has dropped sharply, still only temporary, no. Nonetheless, no. Answer is third one. In fact, third one, fifth one both have same meaning, but we shall prefer third one because though can be kept at the beginning of the both the sentences. Though the unemployment rate has dropped sharply, it may be only temporary. Nonetheless should come in between rather than the beginning. Answer is third option. Last question. The guidelines, though in the foreign language, were so simple. Bit positive, they were simple. We could follow all of them without any difficult positive. And what is the partner of though, by the way? Though partner is always yet. Though the guidelines in foreign language were simple, yet we could follow. Answer is without any doubt. Fifth one is the answer. So that's all for now. Thank you for your participation.